Hey YouTube family, thank you for stopping by and checking in with me. I wanted to make this video just to do a little catch up with my life, what I've been up to, where I'm at now. And it's been a lot. I don't really post on here. I don't make content as much as I'd like to. It's been really hard to do so. You know, naturally, I feel like my purpose is to share information, to connect with people and be of service. Like, how can I make someone else's life better with things that I know, the things that I've learned and experienced through life, and just in general, the things that God has put in front of me and put me through so that I can help anyone that may need it. But I haven't been able to do that. I haven't, and it's been a while. Like, it's been years that I just can't seem to really do something that is meaningful to me. I have like completely checked out of trying to figure out my purpose, and it's almost as if I am afraid of my purpose. So, this is my attempt to just sit through it and try, at least try, right? And I feel like I've always tried, but it's so difficult to figure it out when you have a lot of stuff going on in your mind and life, and just trying to keep up with your own personal space and your home. But I recently started this year getting closer to God and seeing if maybe I could find my purpose through Him. And the waiting period is very painful, because I don't want to see life just continue flying by me. And that's what it feels like. It's like flying past me. And I want to figure it out. And it just doesn't seem to click with me and my soul and my mind. A lot of people that have found their purpose, they're like, one day it just clicked. God gave me the answer, and I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to click. I'm waiting for that fire, that passion to just fill me, to burn through me, and it's not happening. And that is one of the scariest things, to exist and feel like, there's nothing else to you, that you'll forever work a 9 to 5, and that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But some people are happy with that. I'm not. I feel like I can't exist. I need to have some form of meaning. I need to be connected with something. It has to have value for my life, and value where I feel like I'm adding that to others, and ultimately that brings you value. It makes you feel complete when you're adding value to others, but in a way you're adding value to yourself, because it's something that you really enjoy doing. It's something that you're passionate about. And wow, the mind is just, it's a difficult thing to master. And I've mastered it once and completely lost control of it. But I remember that time where I did master it, right? I remember that period where I was the boss, and it took a lot of practice and awareness and being very present with your thoughts, and just looking at every thought coming in and out, and making it obey you, like making it obey your commands. And that changed everything for me, but I lost that. And one thing is that my mind will really convince me to not do something. My mind will really tell me that it has to be perfect. I'm one of those people that it has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. And recently I had the thought that humility is so important. Like, the ego will destroy more than anything. It would stop you from reaching out to a loved one. It will stop you from forgiving someone. It'll stop you from attempting to even look like a fool. And I've made videos in the past of how important the ego is and how much I've wanted to master it. And it's one of those things that is like a lion that you have to tame. A super wild and aggressive lion that you have to tame. And that lion is you. It's in you. And you have to find a way to override it, right? And I think that's my answer. That I have to just override my ego and just do these things. Not worry that my hair is not perfect, that I haven't furnished my place yet because I've been so busy and things are expensive. And just being so real with the fact that I'm so lost in life that at one point, I had it all figured out, from my personal life, my relationship, parenting, cooking, investments. And it's like life just pulled the rug on me. And I know I'm not alone. I know that there's a lot of people out there that feel just like this. And nobody is relatable. It's really lonely these days. And then I'm in Texas, right? So I'm from the East Coast and I don't have any friends out here. I don't have anyone, family. So I endure everything alone and I have to face it. I have to be, you know, you can't run away from it. You go to your friends, you talk to them, you hang out. You know, I don't even have my mom to watch my kids so that I could even go make a friend and forget about the things that surround me. And I make this video to release it, but I also make it because I know that there's people out there who feel like the times, the hours, the days of the week, they're just flying past and you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't have anything saved. You don't have any assets. You're drowning in debt. You're depressed. You have anxiety. You wake up and the thought of everything that you have to do is just piling up on you. And it's so mentally exhausting that you don't even get anything done. And it might be depression, or it might just be that life is getting really hard. And surrendering is so important, right? And I feel like sometimes maybe God is just doing it on purpose so that you just have no other choice but to let go. Like, imagine somebody carrying all their burdens, right? Physically, all of their heavy baggage. And God's like, okay, you don't want to let it go? Here's some more. Here's some more. And every day you're going to carry it. Every day you're going to have the same load. No matter how much you clean, no matter how prepared you think you are, it's just never ending heaviness that it's like not enough time, right? It's like time is just literally zooming past you when your age and it's flying and you're aging and you see other people thriving and succeeding and becoming and overcoming and you're still, right? And I recently heard that even in those still moments, God is working. Even in those still moments, you might think that you're not moving, but God is moving things around, and you're growing through these pains, and you're growing through that stagnation, because it's still building character. Like, you're not moving, you're not doing anything as far as like putting action into things, but in a way it's still doing something within you, right? I heard that, and I believe that. I do believe that, but it's still painful to sit, to be in that waiting period, to not even know whether you'll be called for something, to not even know whether you'll do something for yourself, your life, your family. And you know, I work in the healthcare field, and the people that I work the most with are the geriatrics, so they're old people, Medicare population, and I'm exposed to these people all the time. I go visit them in their retirement homes and their independent living communities, assisted living communities, and I've seen the ones that are in the wealthy communities. I've seen the ones that are in the poor communities, and it's a big reality check, because you realize that you might not be that special to God. Those are things, right? Like, that sounds terrible, but why not like look into that? Like, how can you figure out God's love for you when we base our love on what we see in the material things of life, and what I have and what I've accomplished and what I don't have? And then you go into these retirement homes and you see these people just, you know, just waiting for their day, right? And you're like, wow, how could I think that this won't be me, that my life will just end there, and that I'll be in a retirement home? I won't be traveling the world like I would like to, in my own home, getting somebody to take care of me, or, you know, watching my grandkids, you know, in my home, in my beautiful, built from the ground up home. And I think, like, that's a tough thing, right? To see other people, many people, and that's their fate. And then you think, well, what's gonna make me more special? What's gonna make my ending different? And I'm still figuring that out. I wish I had the answer to that. I've had the answers to a lot of things in my life, but those answers are useless for me and the level that God has me on. So I assume that this is something that I have to figure out, because, you know, it's like that story of the guy who said, you know, I'm gonna pray for God to help me, and he's drowning and he's praying while he's drowning or something like that, and, you know, somebody comes in a boat and it says, hey, let me help you, and he's like, no, God's gonna help me. Then someone else comes to help him, and he says, no, I'm waiting for God to help me. No, don't help me. And he dies, right? The story ends that he dies, and when he's in heaven, he says, God, I was waiting for you. You didn't help me. And God's like, well, I sent people to help you. Why didn't you accept the help? You know? And that is so funny to me, because it's like, we're expecting him to show up, and we're expecting him to say, hey, this is your purpose. This is what I want you to do. We're expecting him to just move us, to carry us, and in a way, he sends people to us, whether it's through posts, messages, even this video, that he's just waiting for you to move. He's waiting for you to receive the help. Maybe he can help you, but it's not magical, like where $1 million is gonna appear in your bank account. But maybe you'll leave the house today and have a conversation at a coffee shop, and maybe that person is gonna have the opportunity for you. Maybe that person is gonna have the information that you need. Maybe Maybe the help is out there and God is using someone else to help you, but you're not going out there to find that help. Maybe I need to get out of the house, make some friends, figure it out. Maybe I need to just make the video. And maybe God's gonna help me if I just try to survive. If I just try to swim, right? Because it feels like I'm drowning. And speaking of God, I was baptized, and you know, that's an experience of itself. I mean, it's been a while that I've been wanting to get baptized, and then it completely left my mind and spirit. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I felt like I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready to be perfect, and I had this misconception of baptism and, you know, giving myself to God, and, you know, the burden of to believe that I'm not perfect enough for Him, and that I may still mess up and sin and stumble and all of that, and the expectations that the religious community has on you. It's just, we're humans, we're in the flesh, and how could I be that perfect, right? But finally, I made the decision. I've been dealing with a lot of nightmares since last year. Nightmares that literally I would have never noticed had I not started looking for God. And these nightmares, they're very demonic. They're very spiritual. And they never stopped. It was consistently every single night. There's more to that, but I'll leave it out of this. But let's just say that it was more than nightmares. And even coming towards like the day of my baptism, I never get my period on, you know, the middle of the month or anything like that. My period comes in the beginning of the month. And I got my period the day before my baptism, which was crazy because instantly I said I cannot get baptized like this. I woke up that morning and my mind was going crazy. It was like, no, the drive is too far. You're still not done. Life is still gonna make you a sinner. You're like, it's like the amount of thoughts that I got were just so defeating that I was so close to just not going. And then something in me said, just go. And I didn't want to think too much. So it was like I was rushing. I did my hair, put some sweats on, a t-shirt, and I tried to get out of the house as soon as possible. And the amount of phone calls I was getting the day of and the previous day was just mind-blowing. People that I don't really talk to, people that don't really hit me up. Like, they were just hitting me up, inviting me places, trying to keep me on the phone. And I just, like, thankfully I had the discernment and I was able to be aware of it and notice it, that it just put like a stamp on it. Like, the enemy really doesn't want me to get close to God. The enemy doesn't want me to do this. And the experiences that I've had is just unbelievable. From prayer, even praying, I've learned to pray better. I've learned to deliver myself. I've learned to, you know, pray with authority. And I've experienced some things through those prayers that really have confirmed things, right? That we're not alone. The enemy is out there. The enemy has legions. The enemy has workers, and they're working. And they're among us. They're within us. And they're in our friends, our family members. And, you know, they don't know it. They don't know it. They don't see it. They just think that that's life. That's how you're supposed to feel. Or that's how you're supposed to think. Or that's what you're supposed to do. But I've been shutting those doors one by one through prayer. And, you know, just delivering yourself, renouncing, rebuking, calling on to the Holy Spirit to cleanse your life, binding those spirits in the name of Jesus and commanding them to leave, calling those spirits one by one, breaking soul ties, breaking familiar spirits, renouncing them, rejecting them, blocking them, spirits that come from your family, breaking generational curses through prayers, because generational curses are literal spiritual, it's like a literal spiritual warfare that has been passed down the bloodline. And we have to hang on to God and have Him assist us in that process of breaking those ties, you know. Even people who have had multiple partners and have slept around, and their soul ties, right? Even those who haven't, who just had conversations with individuals, lust, the spirit of lust. I mean, it's just never ending. Well, it is ending, but in the sense of like there's a long list. And anyways, I don't want to make this video long. We're at 21 minutes, but I just wanted to say there's a lot that we're all dealing with. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of like lack of energy, fatigue, illness, financial burdens and hardships, purpose, right? We all want a purpose. We all want to feel like we're here for a reason, like our time is not just running out. And yeah, so thank you for watching my video, and God bless you, and we'll get through this. You and I will get through this, I promise. Bye.